It's finished here at the Cufflink Stadium. Ebbsfleet United 0, Altrincham 2. Phil Parkinson, Altrincham manager, joins us. Phil, what a magnificent afternoon that was in every which way you look at it.
Absolutely, the result was fantastic. That's what we need at this point. The performance, there's a lot to be desired in terms of the expectations that myself and Neil have set this season, and the players have fulfilled pretty much for 99% of the time. But listen, we'll take the result over the performance all day today. Defensively, absolutely outstanding, and we had to be. I mean, they were unfortunate as well. I've got to give Ebbsfleet a lot of credit. But saying that, nobody's come here and done that since January. Hartlepool were the last team to beat them here, so I think they've sort of, won 6 or won 5, drawn 2, and now they've lost one. We're one of the few teams that have been able to come here and get a result, and I knew this would be a really tough game today, and it certainly was. 2 teams that had something to play for. Unfortunately for us, the bit that's kept us at the right end of the table is we've been clinical when we've had opportunities, and hey, we've defended like our lives depend on it at times, which we've had to do. We've had to absorb a lot of pressure today.
As with the game at Dorking last Saturday, we knew that the home side would be out of the blocks quickly, as they had to be, and certainly Ebbsfleet asked a few questions of us. There's a big clearance off the line by Lewis Baines from Dominic Polion, and defining moment in many ways.
Yes, definitely, and I think that's one thing Bainesy and Coops, Ethan have done so well this season. The blocks, the way that they line the bodies up, it's not luck, it's judgment, it's training, it's experience. They've been outstanding at that, and when they beat Coops or Bainesy, who better to have behind you than Ethan, and that had to happen a few times. But Eddie and Banco, superb as well. You always talk about the spine of your team, don't you? But you must remember that. I thought Eddie has probably been close to getting man of the match for a couple of weeks, and I certainly give him our one. So I know everyone will look to Ethan because of the saves he's made, but there was a few times we were dead and buried with runs in behind, and Eddie tracked them absolutely perfectly and stopped a lot of the threat coming through.
There was a really bad moment in the game in the first half. Justin Donowa has sustained what looks like a very bad injury. We were advised that he may have broken his ankle. Do you know any update on that?
No, not yet. It's horrific, isn't it, if he has? I mean, the lad's had no luck just as he's getting back in the team. Something like that happens at this point in the season. It's devastating for the lad. All we can hope and cross everything that it isn't that. But whatever it is, it's going to be bad because he's had to be taken to hospital. So all our thoughts and all our hopes are he'll be okay with JD tonight.
And on the back of, we've had some major, like all teams have had major injuries, but when you think of Regan Linney, Ollie Crankshaw, Joey Jones, Isaac Marriott, and now Justin Donowa, there's some massive obstacles there.
Yeah, well, for seasons I've had to bemoan about budgets and not being able to compete with the big hitters in this division, and I can hear a lot of managers doing that now. We've got a squad that we've put together that's really competitive, but if people would have lost an Ollie Crankshaw, which everyone speaks about Chris in the highest of highs in this division, that's what we thought we were signing with Ollie. He was going to be our main man. He's been out all season. We've had to carry that from a budget point of view, but also knowing that Ollie's not going to be available. And then all them other players that you're speaking about, lost Joey Jones for pretty much the whole season, James Jones for the whole season, Isaac just after Christmas. A lot of teams couldn't cope with that, but look, what we've done here is we've believed in the development of our players. Luckily, the club have backed our judgment on a number of fronts. We haven't panicked when we've lost the players, but just going back to the point that you're making, I don't know how many clubs we've been able to deal with the amount of players that we've lost for the time periods that we've had and still be in the playoffs. So that's full credit to the football club, it's full credit to the recruitment that we did in the summer, and it's full credit to the players for listening and believing and buying into everything we've done, because when they've had to step up, look at Sam Roscoe there as well. I know I'm going away from the point a little bit, barely played. Look at the contribution he's made when he's come on, absolutely outstanding, not feeling sorry for himself, stepping up to the mark in a game where we had to put bodies on the line, win headers. Who better to bring on than Sam Roscoe? So everybody's playing the part. So pleased with the whole squad, and we deserve to be where we are at the moment.
It's such a disaster to lose Justin Donowa, but what a silver lining to have Alex Newby on the bench, and I thought he was outstanding this afternoon, and he scored within minutes.
Yeah, he's a top player, isn't he? And we just wanted to get Justin Amaluza up to speed. JD didn't deserve to come out of the team, so it was an opportunity, like Chris last week, to rest one of the players who played almost every minute of every game. But when he comes on, hey, that's the bit we were missing. We were missing quality in terms of in tight areas. Alex gives you that in abundance, and he was superb again when he come on.
Regan Linney's played a big part in the first goal, as has Justin Amaluza, but I thought he was excellent today and took his penalty very calm.
Yeah, I don't think there was a blade of grass that Regan hasn't covered. Absolutely outstanding work ethic, and again, that's something that our forwards have really had to nail down, because it's not something you associate with a lot of our front four. That's why they're probably here, because we give them that belief, that freedom, but we're also asking them to knuckle down, do the defensive duties, and without them doing it, and you can hear me urging them from the sideline pretty much throughout the game, without them doing that, we don't get over the line, because it's just not possible in the way the modern game's played, with the pressing, the recovery runs, the way that we want to cut the pitch off. They've got to be so on point. It's certainly not just about the goals or scoring. The defensive roles and responsibilities are absolutely getting nailed by everyone in the team. That's why, again, we've managed to keep another clean sheet.
And if Lewis Baines' clearance off the line from Dominic Polion was a defining moment, Ethan Ross has had many defining moments in this afternoon and throughout the season. 2 magnificent saves in the first half and a number in the second. And Ebbsfleet must have wondered what they had to do to score, because they've put in a shift today.
I hope so. I hope a lot of teams feel like that. What have they got to do to score? So, as I said, it's not just luck. We're away from home, aren't we? Where I'm really frustrated and really disappointed that we can't always put on a show. That's probably got to be our evolution as a management team as well. Not that we ever want to accept not being able to dominate a game, not being able to control vast amounts of possession, but what we are doing and what we are acclimatising to is dominating a game defensively. So although it looks like, and it was at times, backs against the wall, it's very deliberate in terms of the personnel that are on the pitch, the structures that are in place, the individual abilities, because we've had it where we've won 6-1, haven't we? We've had them games where we're all applauding the absolutely fantastic exploits of us in possession, but to get clean sheets away from home when you've travelled, what's that, a 500-mile round trip that the lads are going to face, is full credit to them. The concentration levels, the grit, the desire, the determination, all the bits that have been question marks over us probably in previous seasons. At this level of football, the lads are answering.
Mitch Hancock's first start for Altrincham's latest signing, and to complete 90 minutes in itself is a massive achievement, because he has not played much football this season.
No, it was, and I'm sure he'll be sore tomorrow. So big recovery day for a lot of them on Monday. Some of them it'll be a day off, because I think that's needed. We were going to get them in, but I just think they need, after this trip, another day off, really, and I think that's going to be key to what we do going into the playoffs. We had all our games, didn't we? We had that massive pile up where we didn't come out the right end of a lot of results. Now a lot of teams are struggling with that now. It'll be interesting to see how it goes for a few of the playoff teams with the congestion of games that they've got, and it's looking really interesting, but all we can do is keep taking care of our business. So away from home was a question mark of us, and where I'm saying about answering question marks on clean sheets, we're answering questions of can we compete and can we get results away from home. So that stands us in good stead going into the playoffs.
It's a real positive that we're doing some great work, but it's also very, very positive that some of our people in and around, teams in and around us, have got really tricky weeks coming up.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making. So we've had that. We had a couple of weeks of that, didn't we, where we just seemed to have every rearranged game on, and it was all away travel, and it really hurt us, but we had a lot of players missing as well. So we've gone through that period. Obviously we've been stung with George getting sent off. Obviously JD looks like he's out now, so we're struggling as well, the other long-term injuries that we just spoke about. But again, it just shows the belief that the players have got in what we're doing to be able to step up to the plate, and we're going to need every single one for these next couple of weeks.
So that's our second double of the season. So we can add Ebbsfleet United to the Solihull Moors, and we've got an opportunity now to make it 3 next Saturday against Oxford City. I don't think we're mathematically qualified for the playoffs yet, but 3 points next Saturday will give us a really good opportunity of getting a home tie in the eliminators.
Well, let's not be greedy, Bri, but yeah, it would be fantastic if we could. I think Oxford turned over Chesterfield, didn't they, today? Is that right? No, they drew. Sorry, they drew with Oldham. Wealdstone turned over Chesterfield, but Oxford drew with Oldham, which is no mean feat. So we know we're going to have a really tough game. They've got nothing to lose, everything to gain in terms of personal pride and all the bits that you would do if you were in their position. But we've got everything to play for in terms of positionally in the league, and we'll be doing everything we can to get maximum points, as we always do. But let's just remember what a great season it's been for these players. Let's make sure it's a party atmosphere in terms of everybody getting down to the ground, supporting the players. Because as you said, it's not mathematically done yet. So if the wheels fall off and everything goes the wrong way, let's just remember how well these lads have done. Not that we're looking at it that way, but we've had a superb season. We've finished, 17th, 14th and 17th. So whatever we do, we're gonna have a much higher finish than we've done previously, break all the other records that we've done in this division previously, and let's just make sure everybody gets down as they have today. I was absolutely blown away with how many fans travelled today. I mean, that I was expecting probably half of what was there. It was phenomenal to see the amount of people who've come and travelled and spent the money, and hopefully they can go home with a big smile on their face, and that's what we've tried to do every single game.
I'm struggling to remember a game where the Alty fans have sung literally from start to finish. That is what they did today.
Yeah, unbelievable. It just puts a massive smile on my face as well. So that's what's, again, I keep, how many times have I stood in front of you and said that's helped us get over the line? It 1,000,000% does. If you can hear them people giving it everything from the side, whether it's torrents of abuse to get going and move your ass to get back, or to cheer you on, that's what's needed. And the singing was absolutely out of this world, and we just appreciate them massively.
And we're doing this interview on the spot where Altrincham were presented with the inaugural Vanarama National League trophy in May 1980, so 44 years ago. The Altrincham players trotted up those stairs behind you, received the trophy, received their medals. Historic occasion for the football club. The stand is exactly as it was then. The terrace is exactly as it was then, over to my left, and it was reliving a fantastic moment in Altrincham's history, but we're now creating our own history.
Yeah, well, that's what we've always tried to do since we've come here. We had back-to-back promotions, didn't we? We had the transition from part-time to full-time, then the difficulties of being full-time and probably being at the bottom of the barrel in terms of finances, selling players on, reinvesting the money, all positive things from the football club to move us forward, and look where we stand now. So when we've got no money, we'll survive and we'll keep moving forward. But when we're able to reinvest and we're able to make sure that we can build season on season, look at what we're doing. We did it in the MPL, we did it in the Conference North, we struggled in this division, and then we've had a plan, we've stuck to it. The selling of them players was crucial last season, but it was all stuck to a plan. And like I said, if we've had a little bit to play with, we're no longer miracle workers. We're doing what we should be doing, punching above a weight, which we've always done since we've been here. And as you said, hopefully we can break the biggest of records, and one day, if not this season, but one day, hopefully this season, get into the EFL.
How poignant would it be if we won the league in 1980, but we're not allowed into the Football League because of an archaic and outrageous voting system? How poignant would it be if we didn't win the league but went up through the playoffs?
Very poignant.